Hi, it's Lauren Perreault from RE/MAX with your weekly home update for the Portland metro area with data through the week ending October 6th. This is including Vancouver, Washington, of course. Mortgage rates remained about a half point higher than the lows we saw a few weeks ago. What is the current supply and demand situation in Portland's residential real estate market? Let's look at the most recent statistics and trends. This week, the average sales price dropped slightly. The average was up slightly from the previous week, and it was only 0.9% or less than 1% higher than last year at this time. As I've said before, we can get some wonky numbers in our weekly comparisons. We are dealing with a very small set of numbers, which can cause significant swings in our weekly averages. What caught my attention, however, were the average sales prices for the month of October thus far. A slightly larger set of numbers, of course. The average sales price is only up about 2.3% from the same time period in October 2023. These numbers had been 3 to 3.5% higher than the previous year. So far, it appears that sales prices are being compressed a bit. Based on the significant increase in buyer activity that occurred 4 weeks ago, I do believe that we will see a reversal in the coming weeks as those things close escrow. The number of homes available for purchase decreased this week, as did the number of homes that entered the for sale market for the first time. Buyers now have approximately 23% more homes to choose from than they did this time last year. That's down from a high we saw earlier this year, a 33% increase in the number of homes to choose from, and the difference between last year and this year is shrinking and is beginning to look like a new trend. Price reductions are down from the previous week, but they remain relatively high for this time of year, indicating that many sellers are both nervous and motivated to put their homes under contract. Buyers' demand has continued to far outpace what we saw last year at this time. That's great for us. The number of new purchase contracts signed by buyers and sellers this week increased by approximately 26% when compared to the same period last year. That's definitely a new trend now. Over the last 4 weeks, we've seen approximately 17% to 30% more contracts than last year at this time. As I mentioned at the start of the video, mortgage rates have remained relatively stable at around 6%. That's the best case scenario based on the best rate I found advertised on Thursday morning. The Freddie Mac survey of lenders, which is a broader survey of all lenders who do conforming loans, currently shows an average of about 6.3% for the 30-year fixed. Last year at this time, the figure was nearly 7.6%. I think this explains some of the increased buyer demand we're seeing this year. So, what's coming down the line for us? This week, we received public comments from Federal Reserve Board governors stating that we should be more cautious about future rate cuts and that future rate cuts may be more modest. Of course, the next Fed meeting is not until November 6th, and there will be plenty of economic data and inflation reports between now and then. And of course, the election may be settled by then. The yield on the 10-year Treasury, one of our best indicators of where mortgage rates are headed, had been falling for a few days, implying that mortgage rates would follow suit. But a strong retail sales report and a low jobless claim report sent the yield back up to where it was last week. So we lost the ground we had gained. But the good news is that's because the economy is doing better. That means that mortgage rates will most likely remain stable in the short term. So, if you have any questions or thoughts, feel free to call me at 503-683-1885 or send an email to lauren@pdxhomesforsale.com. Subscribe to our newsletter and our YouTube channel and make sure that you don't miss any updates. And please feel free to share this video with anyone you know who may be concerned about the real estate market. Have a great week, and I'll see you right here next week.